Good evening, Oswego, and welcome to WTOP 10 Monday Night News, your connection to Oswego and beyond. I'm Ben Sperduti.
And I'm Samantha Damasio. Today is October 8th, and this is your news, sports, and weather, all before the first commercial break. Let's take a look at your top stories. 10 News starts right now.
A municipal spending plan is queued up for vote in Onondaga County. Tomorrow, county legislators will vote on a $1.25 billion spending plan aimed at the county's property tax levy. If approved, the budget will reduce property taxes in the Syracuse area over the next year. However, this would also cause minor tax increases in towns like Fabius, Camillus, Elbridge, and Salina. When the budget is up for vote in 2014, the tax rates will either all rise or all fall. Next year's vote will be the last for the tax rates to vary.
Another active lawsuit brought by parents of a former Layton Elementary School fifth grader has new momentum. This comes after the Oswego City School District unveiled its efforts to update the protocol for managing acts of sexual violence on school property. The court action filed in May 2011 outlines incidents that allegedly occurred in Wendy Ballard's fifth grade class during the school year of 2009 and 2010. According to the Palladium Times, Ballard's parents say the teacher misreported an act of horseplay between students as sexual violence. They also say that Principal Julie Berger mishandled the investigation of the incident and was far too extensive in her punishment toward the students. All right, and now we'll check out our current conditions outside with Chief Meteorologist Patrick Kavlin. Are you staying warm out there, Pat?
I'm trying to, Sam. I mean, it's not really that easy out here. It's pretty chilly, actually. One of the more cooler nights that we've had so far this semester. As we take a look at our current conditions outside right now, clear skies, so overall, not a bad evening. It's certainly shaping up to be a nice one out there. 47 degrees, though, outside, so it is getting chilly out there. And with that calm wind and clearing skies, you could expect it to get pretty chilly tonight. As we take a more detailed look at tonight's forecast, we'll be falling back into the 30s. Most regions of the county, I think Oswego in the city itself, should stay around 40 degrees. But as you go towards higher elevations and further inland, we could definitely be approaching the freezing mark. And for that reason, the National Weather Service has posted frost advisories and freeze warnings. So any farmers out there watching, definitely maybe want to protect your crops if you haven't done so already. As we go into the next 3 days, Tuesday looking like the pick day of the week, abundant amounts of sunshine, beautiful conditions. We rebound nicely from tonight's lows. 60 degrees will be the high tomorrow, and our temperatures stay in the mid to upper 50s as we go into Thursday, but our weather becomes unsettled as we head towards the end of the week. Is it gonna stay like that for the weekend, or hopefully is it gonna clear up? I'll have a full look at your forecast in just about 10 minutes, but right now we'll send it back to Samantha and Ben.
While most associate October with the color orange, the city of Auburn will be sporting purple. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the U.S., and to commemorate their commitment, Auburn has given West Genesee Street a purple line running through the city and wrapped these street poles in purple lights. Cayuga County is working with the state's Shine the Light on Domestic Violence campaign to raise awareness of domestic violence. October 17th will be Wear Purple Day, with an event starting at noon in Auburn's Market Street Park.
A Liverpool woman critically injured in an automobile accident on Saturday has been upgraded to serious condition at Upstate University Hospital. 28-year-old Kristen Conway was a passenger in a vehicle that attempted to make a U-turn on State Route 365 in Verona. The car failed to yield and pulled in front of an SUV, which struck the passenger side, sending their car off the road and into a fence. Conway suffered both head trauma and internal injuries. Everyone else involved in the crash survived. Police are still investigating, but say charges are expected.
October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Oswego Hospital has a special program to help deal with the problems cancer brings.
Mike DeWolf is standing by to tell us more about this special program. Mike?
Thanks, guys. Since this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I thought I'd like to touch on a special program that the Oswego Hospital does to help patients cope with the struggles that cancer brings. The program is called the Breast Cancer Awareness Navigator Program, and it helps you deal with the fact that you have cancer and helps you get through the day-to-day struggles that cancer brings. Now, what a navigator is it's a registered nurse that is available to sit down and talk with you or just help you cope with the struggles that cancer brings. Now, Oswego Hospital's navigator is Amy Conzone, and she's there all the time, day after day, to make sure that you know how to get through the struggles of cancer, and just there to answer any questions that you might have. Now, if you have any questions or you would like to make an appointment, you can call the Oswego Hospital Navigator Program at 315-349-5789. That's 315-349-5789. If you have any questions, feel free to call. Thank you, and I'll send it back to the desk.
Grace, the emaciated pit bull who was picked up as a stray in the beginning of the month, unfortunately had to be put down on Saturday. A group of consulting veterinarians concluded that the dog suffered advanced kidney failure as a result of her neglect, and her condition could not be cured. The arrest Wednesday of Grace's owner, 35-year-old Marquette Jameson, was the first since Syracuse police began dedicating a specific officer to investigate animal abuse. Jameson was charged with 2 misdemeanors and was released, but is set to appear in city court. Stephanie Higgins, president of the Syracuse Pit Crew, asked supporters to sign an online petition asking lawmakers to move mistreatment of companion animals out of the state agricultural law and into penal law so that those who mistreat animals can be charged with felonies.
Oswego students looking at grad school will be able to attend a seminar tomorrow about financial aid. Staff from the college's financial aid and graduate offices will be informing students about fellowship and assistantship opportunities as a part of the SUNY Oswego Graduate Fair. The seminar will be held in the campus center tomorrow afternoon starting at 12:35 in room 133. Those with any questions can call 315-312-3152.
Tomorrow night, the Oswego Cinema will host a showing of the Bangladeshi film Runaway. The film centers on the story of husbands and fathers who think that they can find better life by leaving their families and one man's effort to bring them back home. Following the screening will be a question and answer session with director Amit Ashraf. The film will begin at 7 p.m. and tickets are $7, $5 for seniors, and $3.50 for students. Tickets can be purchased at SUNY Oswego box office or right at the Oswego Cinema. For more information, call 315-312-2612.
And now we'll see what's going on with sports with Tim LeMay. Tim, what you got?
Thanks, guys. I'm Tim LeMay with a quick look at your Oswego State sports. Oswego State seniors Kelly Corwin and PJ Goodwin are this week's Laker Athletes of the Week. Corwin went undefeated in 4 matches last week and did not surrender a point in 2 straight contests against Wells College and St. John's Fisher. Her other 2 victories came at the SUNYAC Championships, winning in 3 sets against both Brockport and Fredonia. Goodwin posted a pair of shutouts for the men's soccer team last week against Fredonia and Buffalo State and collected 7 saves between the 2 contests. Later on, I'll have a full look at my sports update, including playoff baseball and a shattered NFL record. But for now, let's send it back to the desk.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Coming up after the break, we'll have important information on the final days of voter registration.
And if you thought Nick Wendela's walk across Niagara Falls was scary, we'll bring you the story on the country's new stuntman.
Stay with us.
And cold temperatures tonight. Is that going to stay in store for us? We'll have a full look at your forecast right after the break. Stay tuned, you're watching Monday Night News.
MBA program helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
I'm lucky. I get to do something I love.
How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork?
I help keep kids in school,
Good.
and that's the name of the game.
My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
WTOP TV 10, Oswego, New York. I'm Naked Cowboy.
now look at that full forecast. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Calvin here. A quick look outside right now. The big news this week has been the temperatures, and it has been frigid out there these last 24 hours. Some of you may even be turning the heat on. Look at this. Last night, 36 degrees was the low, a good 10 degrees below average, and that's going to continue as we head through the rest of the week. We have two features on this surface map right now. I know it looks pretty busy, but we have two things to focus on. One, this blue H out here, that's high pressure, means good weather for us. That'll be moving into our area during the overnight and into the day tomorrow. And then this is the second feature, this red L up here with the blue line trailing behind it. That's a low pressure system with a cold front here, again indicated by the blue line, and that'll be sweeping its way through the Great Lakes region and into our area as we head into the day on Wednesday. So right now we've got two systems, or actually we're in between two systems. We've got this one off towards the Great Lakes and this one right offshore, but fortunately we are remaining high and dry. As I mentioned earlier, as that area of high pressure builds slowly into our area, keeping us looking real nice as we go into the day tomorrow. The temperatures around New York State right now, pretty cold across the board, ranging anywhere from the low to mid 40s, a few upper 40s by Watertown, but look at this, 39 degrees. We're already in the upper 30s out here towards the western edge of New York State. These cold temperatures will be making their way into our area as we go into the overnight, and we could be looking at some frosty conditions as we go into the next few hours. So for tomorrow, we're looking at a really nice day. Again, the pick day of the week, a little chilly but sunny, brilliant amounts of sunshine, a great day to get out there, so make sure you enjoy it. And with that sunshine and cooler temperatures comes, of course, what we all love about fall, the fall foliage report. Again, the darker reds here indicating where areas are already at peak conditions. So in the next few weekends, you're going to really want to make sure that you get out there and enjoy it, because shortly these conditions will be working their way into the rest of New York State. So as we take a look now at Futurecast, 8 a.m. heading out to work, class, whatever it is you're doing, we remain dry here through western and central portions of New York State. This system stays off to the east and continues to move out there as we head into the lunchtime hour, 2 o'clock. Remaining high and dry here, and even into 8 p.m. going out to dinner maybe, or maybe even you have an evening class, not worrying about any precipitation whatsoever in our area, although the leading edge of our next system that I mentioned earlier starts to work its way during the overnight tomorrow. So more detailed look at tonight's forecast. We become clear and frost is possible in some of the higher elevations, so farmers, make sure you protect those crops if you have not done so already. Temperatures falling well into the 30s. I think, though, here in the city of Oswego, we should stay around 40 degrees. For Tuesday, abundant sunshine, the pick day of the week, beautiful conditions, 60 degrees, so we recover nicely from those cold temperatures overnight tonight. And now as we take a look at that 5-day forecast, the weekend, look at that in view. We start the middle part of the week nice with tomorrow, temperatures around 60 degrees, but as we head into the latter part of the week, we become unsettled as that system moves in from the Midwest. Our temperatures fall a little bit in association with that cold front, and then Friday we are unsettled again as a second cold front moves through, and after that moves through, we could be looking at some of the coldest temperatures thus far. Some areas on Friday night, and right now it's looking like could be in the upper 20s.
Oh my goodness.
So very, very cold conditions, but kind of that rude reminder that we are approaching the middle part of October here in central New York.
So we're going to have to keep that in mind when we're trick-or-treating.
Yes.
It's probably going to be a cold Halloween. I was thinking that it was going to be a warm one. I was excited.
I mean, the weather can change, but the next week at least, looking like some pretty frosty conditions.
All right, so I'll pick out my nice warm weather outfit.
Exactly.
Dress warmly for Halloween. For those of you voting this year, the registration deadline is coming up fast, While the sense of urgency is nowhere near what it was in 2008, Onondaga County residents are still being urged to vote. Come November 6th, Central New York will be voting for a new member of Congress and state legislature, aside from the presidential candidates. However, numbers still fall short, as in Oswego County alone, approximately 30% of the population over 18 is not registered to vote. This Friday, October 12th, will be the deadline for registration.
Tomorrow, New York's top court will decide if violent crimes committed by street gang constitutes terrorism. This decision has been in the works since August of 2002, when a New York City gang fight left a 10-year-old girl dead and another paralyzed. Prosecutors argue that when the crime is motivated by the intent to establish a gang's street credentials or intended to intimidate a civilian population, it should be considered a terrorist attack. In the incident in 2002, the accused gang member Edgar Morales was sentenced to 40 years to life in prison. However, on appeal, the mid-level appellate division said Morales was denied a fair trial and deserves resentencing, which would lower his sentence to 25 years. The ruling is expected by next month.
Tomorrow, the state of New Mexico will be watching the sky with bated breath. And quite literally a cosmic feat, professional skydiver Felix Baumgartner will attempt to fall from outer space, pushing the human body to the limit. The 42-year-old skydiver will be under close watch by NASA and the world, as he will have nearly 30 cameras covering his attempt. At such an incredible speed, Baumgartner and his crew are aware of many risks, including death, but are undaunted and ready to go. He will be attempting to break the sound barrier beginning tomorrow morning. Japan is looking to further stem cell research that won them a Nobel Prize. This time, the aim is to cure damaged eyesight. Scientists will be using stem cells derived from mice, which bear a close resemblance to those of human embryos without the ethical impacts. According to Nobel recipient Shinya Yamanaka, the induced pluripotent stem cells are still being expanded to other diseases. They say this type of cell is less likely to cause cancer because immune systems are less likely to reject those of their own. Until then, Yamanaka and his colleagues will be hard at work.
Republican candidate Mitt Romney declared today that the U.S. must help arm the Syrian rebels to remove Syrian President Bashar Assad. Romney says President Barack Obama's current efforts are weak and part of a broader lack of the leadership in the Middle East and around the globe. Obama's administration still seeks a peaceful political transition, even though the president acknowledged back in August that a soft landing for the conflict is unlikely. Activists say more than 32,000 people have died in Syria's conflict, which began almost a year and a half ago, with Assad's government cracking down on protests. And when we come back, we'll have Marlena Montero with a look at SUNY Oswego's Star Wars Club. But first, here is your late night menu.
Hi, we're Real Big Fish.
And you're watching WTOP 10.
Like the number.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
And now we have Marlena Montero with your SA Club News. Marlena?
Thanks, Sam. The Order of the Jedi Knights is a new club at SUNY Oswego dedicated solely to the well-known film series Star Wars. SUNY Oswego's The Order of the Jedi Knights Club offers as a connection point for all university students who are fans of Star Wars. The Order is also SUNY Oswego's very first club dedicated to the ever-popular saga. Created by the famous George Lucas, Star Wars is an American epic soap opera that portrays a universe in a galaxy far, far away. Pablo Mendoza, the Grand Master of the Order of the Jedi Knights, sat down with me to discuss the newly formed club.
Anything that has to do with Star Wars
this is a club designed for those fans to come together and to get with other people that are fans, explore other sides of the Star Wars universe, and just have a good time, Star Wars style.
Probably the most commonly recognized feature of the Star Wars movies is their lightsaber battles. The Order of the Jedi Knights plan to make their own versions of these battles as a new detail to the club.
The activity is actually a collaboration between the Order of the Jedi Knights and the Aikido Club. We have sword masters from the Aikido Club training us in the art of Aikido sword combat, which is very similar to the lightsaber duels that you see on the Star Wars.
Since this is the first year of the Order, the Knights hope to attract more Star Wars fans in the future. Dueling sessions start soon, so don't be afraid to sign up. The Order of the Jedi Knights holds their meetings every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Campus Center in room 208. My name is Marlena Montero, and that was your SA Club News.
All right, thanks, Marlena. So when do the lightsaber battles begin?
In about 2 weeks they start, so yeah, hopefully anybody can sign up.
All right.
All right.
A good portion of our campus will be looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, thanks.
One Hollywood marriage begins as another ends.
Plus, an HBO star adds another project to her list. Christina Muchler fills you in on the latest Hollywood gossip.
Jack Osbourne and fiancée Lisa Stelly became Mr. and Mrs. this weekend in a Hawaiian wedding ceremony. According to Hello Magazine, the former reality star exchanged vows with Stelly in front of 48 friends and family members. Sister Kelly Osbourne was a bridesmaid. Osbourne and Stelly welcomed their first child together in April, a daughter named Pearl. As one marriage begins, another one comes to an end. Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman have separated after more than 30 years of marriage. According to People magazine, the dynamic duo met in 1970 after one of DeVito's off-Broadway performances. They worked together on the TV series Taxi and the 1996 movie Matilda. The Hollywood couple have founded Jersey Films together and have 3 children. Lena Dunham, the creator and star of HBO's hit series Girls, is adding author to her resume. Random House is publishing her debut collection of essays titled Not That Kind of Girl. A young woman tells you what she's learned in a reported $3.5 million deal. Dunham's book offers advice on everything from sex to eating with her trademark wit.
All right, and now a full look at sports with Tim LeMay. Tim?
Thanks, guys. I'm Tim LeMay, back with your full sports update. Yesterday, the Laker women's tennis team fell to 8th place in the SUNYAC standings, falling to Fredonia 5-2. Nicole Leader and Kelly Corwin picked up the 2 wins for the Lakers in singles competition, both winning in 2 sets. The Lakers are next in action for their season finale tomorrow as they host Elmira at 3:30. In the NFL last night, Drew Brees was 1 touchdown pass away from breaking Johnny Unitas' record of 48 straight games with a touchdown pass. Brees and the New Orleans Saints wasted no time getting to work against the San Diego Chargers. We pick up the action in the first quarter where Brees connects for that touchdown pass with Devery Henderson for the 40-yard score and breaking Unitas' record. The Saints would go on to win their first game this season 31-24 against the Chargers. Unitas' record had stood for over 50 years. Game 1 of the American League Divisional Series kicked off last night with the New York Yankees in Baltimore to take on the Orioles. We picked this one up in the 3rd inning with the Orioles' Nate McLouth ripping a single to right field to put the O's up 2-1. That's all they would get against Yankees starter CC Sabathia, as the Bronx Bombers would rally in the 9th inning, scoring 5 runs to take a 7-2 win and a 1-0 series lead against their divisional rivals. Looking at their game tonight, the Orioles are currently up 2-1 after the end of the 4th inning. That's it for sports. Now we'll send it back to the desk.
All right, thank you, Tim. And when we come back, we'll take a look at the lighter side of news and a final look at your forecast.
But first, take a look at your community calendar. Stay tuned. You're watching WTOP 10.
Well, now I'm Naked Cowboy.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. Would you dream of something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
And here's a dive into the lighter side of news. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, and now studies show the same could go for tomatoes. A study conducted in Finland has shown that a diet that includes tomatoes could reduce your chance of a stroke by nearly 55%. Tomatoes contain the antioxidant called lycopene, which can increase absorption in your bloodstream, reducing the chances of a stroke. It is shown that the greatest lycopene concentrations are found in tomatoes that have been processed, such as paste and puree. So next time you sit down to a spaghetti dinner, be sure to have your helping of sauce. It could save your life.
Moviegoers flocked to the debut of the new movie Taken 2, the anticipated sequel to 2009's Taken. Without breaking a sweat, Liam Neeson headlined another box office smash as Taken 2 topped with $50 million on opening night across nearly 4,000 theaters nationwide. Opening weekend revenue was double that of the first movie, despite a wealth of negativity from critics. The $50 million debut is 5 times that of the critically successful Looper, which sat at 4th for the second straight week. Movie buffs are now watching closely to see if Taken 2 will exceed the gross of the first movie.
And now let's take a final look at your forecast with meteorologist Pat Kavlin.
All right, thanks, Ben. So taking another look outside, it's actually dropped 3 degrees within the last half hour. We're already down to 44, and it's just going to keep on tumbling. Tonight we fall back into the 30s. Frost possible in the usual cold pockets inland and across the higher elevations. We should stop around 40 degrees here in the city. But tomorrow we rebound really nicely. Look at that, starting around 40 degrees, heading out to that 8 a.m. class. We finish the day nearly topping nearly 60 degrees by lunchtime. So all in all, if you're heading out in the morning, make sure you've got a sweatshirt with you. But by the afternoon, you may be able to leave that sweatshirt in your room or back home.
That always happens to me. I dress so warm in the morning because coming through my window, it's cold air, it's crisp because I'm up early.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, I'm sweating, or by the time I get to class.
Yeah, that's fall. It's a transitional season. But I got to tell you, when I was outside before, I could see my breath.
Yeah.
So
I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Yeah,
Too much.
It was a little chilly outside.
Too much.
And everyone in class has the sniffles. I'm trying to avoid that.
Tell me about it.
But Taken 2 did so well in theaters. I have not yet seen it yet, but my roommate saw it, and she says she likes it even more than the first one. But I don't know if that's possible.
That's what they're saying, even though it got really bad reviews.
You know what I really want to see?
You never know.
Hotel Transylvania. Get me in the
I
Halloween
do
spirits.
That one. Yes, exactly.
All right. And that'll do it for us here at WTOP 10. I'm Ben Sperduti.
I'm Tim LeMay.
I'm Patrick Kavlin.
I'm Samantha Damasio.
Good night, Oswego.